Buy local, shop local, be local. You all know local is more important. Unfortunately, we learned like a really hard way. During the pandemic, when places had to close, you say, wait, that's my favorite place. We learned it's important. We have to support our neighbors, our church members, all the folks that live and have their businesses right next to us. Jennifer Rubenstein is here, LIBA, Louisville Independent Business Alliance, shoplocallou.com. Lisa Foster is here from Guestroom Records. Travis, I should have asked your last name. I'm going to say Cyril.
That's pretty close, Cyril.
No,
Just Cyril, just as easy as it is.
Is it French? What is that?
German,
maybe Cyril?
Or other.
Okay, from Guestroom Records. So I just had to die laughing. As an old DJ, I look at the records. Yeah, right. And
there are no old DJs.
There are no old. What are we?
You're all ageless.
Oh, we're ageless. Yes, I love it even more now. You see Guestroom Records, their logo now. It is just so cool that it just seems like vinyl is back again. You even have new artists who are making LPs.
Oh, yeah, it is back in business again.
Why?
I think there was a time period in the early 2000s where we saw everything go to digital.
Everything. And you had those, what were they called? You could wear them, but they would skip.
They were MP3 players and Apple iPods and those kinds of things. And I think that kids who grew up during that time period in particular wanted a more physical, tangible relationship with music, and over time they started to be interested in records. And you know, in the early 2000s you could get records for real cheap. You know, it was kind of before people were getting back into them, and we noticed that people were sort of getting more interested, and then more labels with independent artists started pressing records, so then there were more records to buy. And now we have brand new records from Taylor Swift and Louisville's Jack Harlow, and reissues of records from Kate Bush that have become very popular here of late because of television shows and TikTok and whatnot. So it's an exciting time to be listening to records again.
Okay, so we have the LPs, which I love because the sound of an LP, if you have a record player, and we're even selling record players again. I have my father's old large console hi-fi that he had when he lived in Germany, and he had it brought back here, and I have that, and it just sounds so good when it plays. But you all have that Crosley tape player. Now, do they still make tapes? I've not seen tapes.
They do still make tapes. They have
like new tapes?
Brand new tapes. They have started making a comeback in the last handful of years. For a while, it got almost too expensive to manufacture a record if you were kind of a smaller band. So lots of local bands, things on independent labels have started doing cassettes because you can still sell them for $5, $7, $8. Great way to distribute the music, and they sound as good as they have in the last 40 years.
What's the most expensive way to get music now? I'm guessing they still sell CDs, right?
Absolutely.
They do. Records are almost certainly the most expensive way to get. They are. It's like everything in the pandemic, they have shot up in price a little bit.
Except for used records.
Except for used records.
So, you know, when you go, we brought this crate that's right in front of you. We always have a small selection at the very front counter, and then we have a whole larger section of what we call the newest of the new. And that is records that were part of people's collections that we have bought. So you can get a used record for as cheap as $4 to, if it's rare, a whole lot of money. But because they are sort of these objects that circulate so freely, like sometimes you can get a brand new record that you might have to spend a bunch of money on to download or find streaming. That's pretty cheap and affordable. It just depends on how you want to like engage in record collecting.
So what's the biggest seller out of everything? Like what do you have trouble keeping in?
Oh, so many things these days. Taylor Swift we sell an awful lot of.
Radiohead,
My Morning Jacket, the Beatles.
I love My Morning Jacket. Is it so big here too, though, because they're ours?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we see so many people coming out to support Louisville artists. I mean, this year it's absolutely going to be Jack Harlow because we had a signing with Jack Harlow in the store. He signed a bunch of CDs, so hundreds and hundreds of CDs went out that day.
I have to say about Jack Harlow, he is a friend of my son's. When he comes home, he touches base with what he says, his boys. I appreciate that about him. He's not so big that he forgets about people. I'm impressed by that. I don't know. I've never met him.
Us too. I mean, in the store when he did the signing, it was very clear that he was there to connect with his community and the place that he was from, and it was really fun to watch and see.
Yeah, because sometimes you get so big your head won't fit through that door.
Yeah, it can happen.
And you go, dag. You know, why? Okay, what is all this? What's this in front of me here?
So that is a pair of Edifier speakers. The game has changed in the last few years.
I was going to say, I don't know what that is.
You no longer have to have the traditional stereo setup of a turntable, a receiver, and a pair of passive speakers. You can bypass the receiver at this point and go straight from the turntable into a pair of speakers.
Hold up. If I play a regular record on the turntable, I don't need to hook it up and have all those wires?
You have to have 2 wires now. You need the 2 RCAs, and that is it.
Okay, so if I have an old record player, though, I still need I don't need the wire?
Well, you would need the RCAs from the back of the turntable into the speaker, but that would be it, not 6 sets of cords or anything, just one set.
Talk about the things that you all sell. Like everything, like if I need a needle, if I have an old record player, do you have needles? If I want a new turntable, do you have those?
We have new turntables, we have speakers, we have new turntables that are portables. Crosley makes some really wonderful portables that we carry.
And we were talking, I had seen a segment where Crosley is here, and I was like, Crosley's not here yet. And you all said their offices are located.
Yeah, they are a Louisville-based company, and they're really good to work with Louisville.
I'm so proud of that.
Yeah, it's wonderful. We carry a small selection of needles, but the thing about needles that's very fascinating is all of those old turntables have a different needle. So we have a wonderful resource in town. I'm going to give them a plug called Magnetic Tape Recorder Company.
Okay, so they fixed my record player.
Yeah, they're a great resource for older turntables that you might need a needle for that you could still shop local and support.
But they've moved. They're no longer...
They're no longer on Baxter.
On
They've
Baxter.
moved to Preston Highway, next door to New Wave Burritos.
Yeah, I love them. I love them.
And we sell records, we sell CDs, we sell tapes, we sell some merchandise that has our logo on it.
Yeah, they've got socks and mugs and all kind of things down
We do
here.
all kinds of things with music. We don't do much without. So it's a record store.
So, Jennifer, when we see a place like this, again, it's that whole weird vibe. It's our vibe.
Absolutely.
It's us. It's neighborhood. It's local. That's the most important thing ever.
What I think is really impressive, especially about that particular industry, is that it virtually went extinct for a while, the local record shop. It was so hard to adjust and recalibrate as digital music became downloadable and, you know, people were shifting to those digital formats. But that community connection remained for the local record shops, and they have seen a resurgence as well as local bookstores. So it's heartening to hear a story where, you know, the locals can come back and beat the odds, because those national chains that were record stores don't really see that so much anymore, you know?
And I love that I love when I walk into a local store and they say, hey, Dawn, you know, we got this. We thought you might like it. That's connection.
That's the fun part of the job.
Yeah.
You know, you worry about people if you haven't seen them for a little while.
Isn't that nice? So, Guestroom Records, Monday through Saturday, noon to 8 p.m., Sunday, noon to 4, right on Frankfort Avenue, 1806 Frankfort Avenue. There's the phone number if you want to check them out and check out their website, Guestroom Records, Louisville. They're local.com. And you can always go to shoplocallou.com for all the other local places. Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much for
I
having us.
appreciate you so much. Lisa Travis and Jennifer there. There's a baby that needs a home. Stay with us. It's Furry Friday, and he's so excited. He's coming. We'll be right back.
Do you have a break?